Wars do not begin with explosions, they begin with signals. Low and dismissed signals, which we conceive to be normal. History teaches us something uncomfortable. By the time war feels obvious, it's already too late. World wars don't arrive with announcements, they arrive with patterns, economic pressure, hardened alliances, moral collapse, and the quiet acceptance of suffering elsewhere. Today, across continents, those patterns are beginning to align. The drums are not screaming yet, but they've started to beat. We have a lot to talk about today, guys. So please, if you have not yet, subscribe. And to all the others, welcome to Just with Sherry, where we give commentary that goes, but others won't. Recently, there have been a lot of moving parts geopolitically, a lot of things happening all over the world, across continents, and it has made a lot of people nervous. Some people are worried. Are we closer than ever to World War III? That's what we're hearing a lot of people say. One of the things I love about history is that if you look back at it, you can recognize patterns. And often those patterns can look very, very much like the ones that we're seeing now. And if we recognize similar patterns, we are able to possibly predict outcomes or possible outcomes. So that's what I want to do today. Let's look back a little bit, just briefly, at what history tells us about war and it being near. Before World War I, Europe was economically intertwined. People said war was impossible. Before World War II, leaders spoke endlessly of peace in our time. People wanted stability more than truth. Patterns of distrust, rivalry, and fragmentation are the same today, just in a more complex, interconnected world. History does not repeat itself word for word. It repeats itself structurally. And structurally, the world today is dangerously familiar. Let's walk through the real geopolitical fault lines shaping risk today. Not in abstract, but through the actual developments. Russia-Ukraine. The war continues with periodic escalations and diplomatic pushes, but no definitive resolution. Any negotiated peace, or lack thereof, could ripple beyond Europe. Analysts warn that the terms of a peace deal may shape how other powers interpret global force. The Middle East. Tensions are rising again in the Middle East. The arrival of 2 U.S. aircraft carriers to the Persian Gulf signals serious concern over Iran-linked militia threats, while groups in Yemen and Iraq suggest renewed operations. This is not merely regional. It's a flashpoint involving nuclear capabilities, global energy routes, and major alliances: China, Taiwan, and East Asia. Experts continue to place a crisis in the Taiwan Strait among the most likely high-impact scenarios in 2026. A conflict there will disrupt global technology supply chains and withdraw strategic balance. The world economy, not just Asia, would feel the shockwaves. United States and strategic posture. Shifting U.S. national security strategy emphasized competition with rising powers and strategic dominance, especially in the Western Hemisphere, which changes traditional alliance frameworks and global confidence. India-Pakistan nuclear dynamics. Water security and climate pressures are now recognized as amplifiers of geopolitical risks between India and Pakistan, both nuclear powers whose border tensions could rapidly escalate. Africa's multiple arenas. Conflict isn't only in Europe and Asia. Sudan remains a devastating civil war and humanitarian catastrophe. The Sahel, instability, terrorism, state fragility fuels migration and security pressure towards Europe. The Democratic Republic of Congo sees resurging violence and resource-related proxy involvement. These are not remote crises. They are structural instabilities with regional spillovers. Latin America, Venezuela, and regional tensions. The 2026 U.S. intervention in Venezuela and its geopolitical spillovers have triggered international diplomatic responses, border mobilization, and warnings from the UN. illustrating how localized actions can quickly garner global attention. Now let's step back and understand context. This isn't just more conflicts. This is a system under strain militarily, politically, economically, and morally. Climate-related resource scarcity, particularly water, is already contributing to tensions worldwide, from Russia's targeting of Ukrainian dams to disputes over Himalayan rivers. Meanwhile, international norms are weakening, alliances are fracturing, and information ecosystems are fragmented. The doomsday clock, a symbolic measure of existential risk, was just set closer to midnight than ever before, citing nuclear tensions, eroding arms control agreements, and technological threats like militarized AI. None of this means that war is inevitable. It just means that the conditions that we are seeing now are taking us closer to a possible war than we have been, quite frankly, since the Cold War. The world isn't a runaway train. Conflict exists. But history has taught us that peace is built, not predicted. Here's what we can say with confidence. Local conflicts can be de-escalated. Diplomatic breakthroughs are still possible. Global public opinion still shapes policy. Humanitarian pressure still matters. So here's the real question. What will you do with this knowledge? You do not need to be a political strategist to matter. You need to be informed, critical, compassionate, and engaged. Ask real questions. Recognize that human lives everywhere are not just abstractions. This isn't just geopolitics. It's a test of global conscience. And don't forget, the drums may be beating, but the rhythm of history is still shaped by human choice. Thank you for watching, guys. Mwah.